fixed it. It's less dangerous now. Yeah, I don't really like, no, that's not true. I like soda a lot. I don't like, how poisonous it is to your body. It's, like, so poisonous. And I feel like I've voiced this before, so it kind of feels weird saying it again, but I feel like a lot of the foods, this is pretty obvious, I would assume, to some people, that was so judgmental what I just did to some people. I have, like, judgmental habits, even though I don't want to judge people, so caught you. Anyway, my thoughts are moving so fast. They're just so fast I can't keep up. Like, I was just thinking, about how I feel like one person, like I want to be one person that does certain things, but I'm another, you know, and then I was just like, well, I believe that people can change and that you can change however you want, you know, so I was like, okay, like, don't stress, that's not a stress that you need to stress about, but that's what was battling my mind, that I had that going on, and then I also had, what were you just thinking about? I was trying to remember what I was just fucking thinking about. I don't even remember because I disregarded that part of me that was trying to remember what I was thinking about before I lost it, and instead I decided to tell you the other thing I was thinking about. It seems like I'm ADHD, but like, or maybe it doesn't. It just seems like my thoughts are erratic, but I don't think I'm ADHD. I didn't have any trouble as a kid, and that's usually when you tell, unless I did something that gave me ADHD. Is that a thing? Because maybe, you know, maybe I altered my brain in some way that I have ADHD now, but I don't think that's how it works, and I don't think that's what happened. I think I have a lot of anxiety, and my psychologist told me, I was like, hey, I just wanted to bring this up, even though I don't really feel like this is true, but I've had 2 people tell me that they think I'm ADHD, and I was like, well, I don't really think I am, but I just thought I would tell you, in case you noticed anything, and she was like, well, a lot of the times, anxiety has symptoms similar to ADHD, and a lot of people confuse that, and I'm like, oh, I was so mind blown and relieved that, when I say relieved, I don't mean having ADHD is bad, or was I saying that? That's another thing that I have to do, is I have to realize my own prejudice, and because somehow I didn't have an iron grip on my morals. I just didn't when it came to anything, and I didn't have a backbone. Or I did have a backbone, but I just meh. And it's funny, except when other people's lives are included, you know, then it's not funny to me. And it took me looking into myself and asking myself, what are your values? What are your morals? What do you believe in? What are you okay with, and what are you not okay with? And if you're not okay with it, don't let it happen. Simple as that. Don't tolerate it. No tolerance policy for things that you don't tolerate. And it's easy to you know, speak to myself and be like, yeah, 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 but it's another thing to make it happen. I never feel this way with anyone. I never really, or maybe I do. I know I go back on what I say a lot, but I'm just trying to look at it from both sides and figure out where I'm at. That's it. That's all. Probably. Whoa. What is on my back? 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 Oh, it's a sticker. It scared me. Yeah, I feel like I've been talking about multiple things and I keep forgetting. I said I was relieved. Why did I say I was relieved? Okay, well, let me finish my thought. I was relieved because I don't want ADHD. But what if you have it right now? You're okay. Maybe I assume ADHD equals bad mindset, like I would struggle more, but I'm just struggling as, I don't know. I guess it would mean, to me, like, I would be different. I mean, everyone is different from each other. But, I mean, like, it would be obvious. I guess is what I mean. 'Cause it hurt when my friend was like, hun, you're ADHD. You've been, like, how did you not know? And I'm pretty sure I was just living my life. Like, I was just talking to her and enjoying myself and enjoying my best friend. And she was just kind of like, I don't even remember how it came up, but it took me by surprise. And that was the first time anyone had ever said that to me. And I was like, whoa, bro, what? I'm not normal? But ADHD is normal because a lot of people are ADHD. I don't think I have it, ADHD, but if I did, it's okay. You're not different. You're just you, man. You're just chilling. I guess it's because both of the people that told it to me said it like it was a concern. Like it was something that was concerning. I don't know. Yeah, but I feel like when I was younger, I didn't have morals. I had a heart, but I didn't have a backbone when it came to what I would tolerate, so I just let everything slide. And that left me open to prejudice, I suppose, learning prejudice. Perhaps, or maybe I'm just undoing what I've learned since I was a kid. When I didn't know it. I don't know where they came from, but they're not my thoughts. They're not how I would naturally see the world. I know that for a fact. Because I feel like I'm going in the right direction with myself. I feel like I am growing as a person for the better. And that's great. But in the bathroom, I like cried. I was talking about my medicine. Yeah, I don't remember. I cried because I had to realize that I am never going to get to the peak. I'm never going to be at a point where I say I'm healed or the rest of my life is going to be good, or I am going to be okay from this point on. I cried because I knew that there was nothing that could change me for the better besides myself. Nothing I have right now. Part of me is still open to the idea because some people say it works for them. I don't know their experiences with it. I've never taken medication like that before. So I don't know, and I'm not one to judge on people's medication choices. So if they say it works for them, then I have no choice but to believe them. I mean, I have a choice, but I choose to believe them. But for myself, I don't want to take it and then it not help me. You know, like, I have a lot of suicidal thoughts and a lot of self-destructive behavior that I push down all the time, that I am fighting constantly. So when this medicine is like, hey, this might make it 10 times worse, and then I see people online saying, yeah, I stopped taking this medicine after my first suicide attempt. Like, are you guys okay? I don't want that to be me. I don't. I've never attempted suicide. I thought about it. Seriously did. But I've never jumped. I've never, done anything. I've thought about it a lot. But there's a lot that holds me back, too, from doing it. There's a lot of good stuff on my side that keeps me from ever doing that to myself. Like, I know that I would hurt the people that I love. I know how that hurts. And I would never, never want to be someone in their lives that has done that to them. And have them have to grow old. Have to have them go through years of, never seeing me again. My life would be over. They would continue on and they would say, yeah, I had a sister. I'm thinking about my siblings. I fucking love them. God. Shit like that is what makes me want to die and what makes me want to live. It's like, I love them so much. It's gonna hurt so bad if they get hurt. If I lose them. It's gonna hurt so bad if they get hurt in any way. If life hurts them. Life is already hurting them and it kills me. It feels like someone has taken my heart and just taken like a thin needle, a thin little needle, and is scraping a line in the exact same spot every time. And I know that the more that time goes on, the worse that wound is gonna get. And I feel that way with everybody I love, because I know that they're all gonna die one day. And it's like, I'm just preparing myself for their death. I cannot think about how much I love them without also knowing about them dying. And it really fucks me up. It's not death that I have a problem with. It's living that I have a problem with. Death is fine. I'm cool with death. Like, people die. Dying's great, you know? But being alive when someone isn't is the worst. The worst pain ever. It's like, I can't think of a worse pain. For myself, at least. And I feel like I'm living that pain constantly, and I'm reminded of that pain constantly, and I don't know how to combat it. I don't know how to unforget that. How do you just let that go? It's gonna hurt so bad. But I still want to love them as much as I can, and, you know, that ties into, like, the guilt I feel about not feeling motivation to do anything and not spending time with anyone. And then I'm just like, am I just feeling sorry for myself? Am I just sitting here feeling sorry for myself and doing nothing? God. God. That shit hurts so bad. So bad. I don't want to cry about it anymore. I've felt that grief so much. I could just live in that, and I don't want to. I'll cry about other stuff, but I'm gonna stop crying for people that are still alive. Oh no, my nose is bleeding now. Did I stress myself out? Is that what happens when you get a nosebleed? Do you get... It's okay. I really do need to go to counseling regularly. My list of things that I need to do. I need to make sure it's recording. Yeah, it is. List of things that I need to do. Go see your counselor regularly. Exercise every day. Exercise, stretch, or meditate. No, exercise or stretch. Meditation is optional, but you have to go for a walk. You have to get air in. You have to be breathing a lot. So you need air. And you need the adrenaline, like you need the endorphins, like you need that. That will make you happier. I know that for a fact, because I was happier in high school when I did dance. I was still struggling with everything else, but that part of me felt fulfilled. So, exercise, regular sleep schedule, go to your counselor regularly. That's all I can ask of myself right now. Really. Like, if there's other things that I need to worry about, like, yeah, there's some other things I could fix about myself on the base level. There's so many intricacies that I can see that I can improve myself on as well, but I have to master the basics first. Like, I go a long time without eating on accident because I don't feel hungry. And that's not a good thing either, but I feel like that's a lot to worry about. Food is a whole nother issue that has come up recently. I think I accidentally developed an eating disorder somehow. I don't think I had it before, unless I just suddenly realized it all at one point. I did suddenly realize it all at one point. I had no clue that I had... I wouldn't say it's an eating disorder. I'll just explain what made me realize that I was struggling with food. I was staying at my best friend's parents' house because I wasn't living with my mom because I guess ran away. She gave me an ultimatum. She said, you can do one thing or you can stay here and do another thing. And I said, I choose to leave. I don't want to stay here and do your thing. I want to do what is right for me. So I left. And I said, I'm sorry it has to be this way. You know, I kept telling her, like, it doesn't have to be this way, but she was like, listen, like, I'm not doing your thing and having you stay here. You either leave or you stay. So I left. And I stayed with my best friend's parents' house, because that's where she was staying. I know, it's awful. There's a bunch of no name calling. We were both being supported by our parents. Living there was one of the most stressful times in my life. At one point, I've been through so many stresses, so many, like, start to finish. Holy shit, that was so fucking stressful for me. Constantly. Yeah, anyway. I'm getting stressed out now. It's okay. It's okay. We ended on good terms. It was me that was on bad terms. It was all in my head. Really. And he made that clear, and so did she. Kind of. It's okay. You're okay. My friend said, hey, there's some, like, Taco Bell. Come outside and eat. And I was like, oh, okay. And so, like, he goes out there, and I was really anxious to leave my room. So I left, and I was just sitting at the kitchen table, like, so stressed. I felt so anxious. I probably look silly with, like, quivering lip and shit, but, like, who's gonna judge me? Myself will. That's why I said it, because I know I'm thinking that already in the future. If I just say it out loud now, then I can stop thinking about it, because I've already said it and I acknowledged it. I know I look silly when I cry. I'm an ugly crier. Yeah, I sat at the table and I, like, got a taco. And I think I, like, waited to eat it. I kept looking at, like, what he was doing, and he was just eating it. He was enjoying himself, whatever. And I don't know, I was just stressed, and my hands were shaking when I picked it up, and they were shaking when I was eating it, and I was literally, like, shaking. Just trying to chew this food that I had just taken a bite of. And I'm sure, I don't know, I could ask him, I guess, but I don't really want to. Because I'm scared that he'll be like, no, that's not what happened. Is that what was happening with you? So maybe it was all in my head, and that's a lot of my life, is that everything's in my head, and I just assume that everyone else knows. What I was gonna say is I assume that he knew that something was going on. And I also assumed that everyone in the house knew, so that's a red flag. If you're assuming that everyone else knows but you, like, that's a red flag. Like, that's not the truth. Realistically, that's not possible. Unless they all realized it individually and then came together and were like, let's have an intervention. I don't think it was an intervention. Anyway. Yeah, so I was trying to eat that fucking taco and I was just like, whoa, why am I struggling so much? And that feeling kind of comes back every once in a while, but I just push past it. It's pretty easy for me to just push past it. But sometimes it comes up. So that's the thought that kind of is like, hey, it's okay. You don't gotta eat. Don't eat. That way you don't have to eat food. It's like eating food is what I don't enjoy, like the physical aspect of it. And it's not like I'm scared of getting fat. I think part of me is because my whole life people have been putting it in my brain that being fat is bad. They still do, but I personally don't think it is. I think there are some bad aspects, like, you know, the fat when it covers your heart or your organs too much, that starts to be a problem for obvious reasons. It's clogging everything. But fat isn't bad, you know? And fat doesn't equal unhealthy. It just means you got a lot of fat. I don't know. I'm open to another interpretation, but what I won't tolerate is people making others feel bad for being fat. That's not cool, ever. Don't do it. Because if you really cared about that person, you wouldn't be asking them, you know, you wouldn't be confronting them first thing about being fat. You would be confronting them about something else, you know, like, how are you fucking feeling? You know, you'd be saying that with anyone else, but because they're fat, you're like, hey, let me bring it up in a bad way so you know that I don't like it, you know? It's like, fuck you, I'm just trying to live my life. At least that's what I assume. Don't know. But I'm saying if I ever do get fat, I don't want to feel bad for being fat. I just want to love my body, because I think I know my core shit when it comes to my body. I think I'm really figuring it out, and I think I'm okay with how I look at any point. I would rather look a certain way, but it doesn't bother me to look at myself naked, no matter how I look. Part of me is bothered, but then I have to be mindful of, you know, like, this is my body, like, this is me, my meat sack, and it looks how it looks, and me touching it or sucking it in or pushing it out or rearranging it in any way, I can't do that. It's just gonna sit there how it is. And I need to love every curve and every crevice how it is. And since I've taken up that mindset, I've almost eliminated the stress of how I look physically. Because I don't care how other people think of my body. I care how other people think of my face sometimes. A lot of the times. Mostly my facial expressions. Ooh. And what they pick up. I worry a lot about what people pick up. Like my emotions, you know? Like, what vibe am I putting out? Am I putting out that I feel very not confident right now? Not right now, but when I'm talking to people, you know? And I'm like, yes, I know they can pick up on that because I pick up on it with everyone else. And I don't want that. So that I practice that too when I talk to people, is like, stop making your words quieter and stop talking so fast and speak up and speak clearly, and it's okay if it takes a little bit to get through what you're saying. What you're saying is worth it. They don't have to listen, but you have to speak. You gotta, or you'll die from never speaking your mind when you want to. It's okay if you don't speak and you don't want to, but if you do want to, recognize that you want to speak and don't just be like, it's okay if I don't speak. Like, no, it's not okay. Speak. 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 I have a lot of anger that I have pushed down for a long time, and I'm just now trying to dredge it up and work through it in a healthy way. Because I successfully pushed that shit down. Like, it didn't really come out that much, I noticed. Because I guess I came up with this mental loophole that whenever I get angry, if I turn that anger into sadness, then I won't be angry anymore. Ever. And so I was just fucking sad all the time. And every time I would get angry, I would get sad, and then I would get angry at myself for not being angry, and then I would get sad. But I'm trying to accept that anger is okay, and it's okay if you're angry. It's a little ugly, but just be angry. Just do it. Just be angry. Get your anger out. Do it. Ah. Yeah. I'm not really angry right now. Wow, I said I wouldn't talk about negative stuff, and I literally just dredged up my whole dilemma with anything I could think of. Alright, well, that's enough of that. I'm starting to think about all my shortcomings and think about all the negative things in life. What's a positive? What's a positive? Positive. Positive, positive, positive. My friends still love me. They don't hate me. I don't really hang out with them, but I know they don't hate me. I know that they would say yes if I asked to hang out. Well, I don't know that, but I trust our relationship enough that I don't think they don't like me. I'm pretty sure they like me as a person. I can't imagine myself from another point of view. I don't know what vibe I give off. My insecurities say it's just one big weirdo. And my ego says, oh, a really cool person. You're not cool. You're lame. It's okay. I mean, you're cool, man. Like, I don't want to put myself down. I want to be cool. I think I need to capture the essence of true coolness. I faked it for a little while, but I want to be myself and be cool, not a facade that's cool. Well, I'm tired, kind of. The caffeine's still in me, so I'm not really tired, but like I can feel that I'm tired of talking and stuff. So I think I'm gonna turn on Good Mythical Morning and just chill for a little bit.